Hi everyone, welcome in. This is the Crow Stitcher. My name's Andy, and this is Flosstube 29. It is Monday, November 10th, 2025, and I'm so excited to show you some things today. Um, I'm just gonna start by saying I am a big fat liar, and you will find out why in a second. Um, Welcome in, everyone. If you are new, this is where I talk about all my cross stitching. Um, Welcome back to everyone who has been here for a while. I appreciate y'all. So I do have some announcements today. I only have two, but they are like congratulations for a couple other floss tubers. Um, Nicola from Simply a Stitcher finished She Sleeps by Stephanie Puiman Law, charted by Haid. I think she did the regular max color, if I remember correctly. Um, she finished that last week, and it looks absolutely brilliant. So she did it on her live on Wednesday. Um, so go check out. I believe it was her Wednesday live, um, which you can watch the replay. Um, so go check that out. Congratulations, Nicola. It looks absolutely stunning. It's such beautiful artwork and cross stitching, and it was amazing. And then Laura from Stitching by the Shore celebrated 5 years on Flosstube. So congratulations for 5 years. That's incredible. Laura's lovely. She kind of does everything. So kind of no matter what you like, full coverage samplers, like anything in between, smalls, like she does really awesome finishes and has words finishes in a scrapbook. So she'll finish some smaller pieces, like for a scrapbook page, which I think is such a great idea, because she has a paper crafter, so she combines the two, and it just looks absolutely stunning. So I'll tag both of them below. Go check them out if you haven't seen them before. Um, Amazing. Okay, so Clue. I finally got my Clue done. Oh, last week, oh, they're all stuck. They're stuck together. Hold on. Oh God. Shit. Okay. Last week I talked about how it's been a journey for Clue so far this year. And I finally solved the murder. It was Miss Scarlet with the lead pipe in It's Only Forever. And I had to do 550 more stitches because this is the only Clue piece so far this year that I have worked on. So this is It's Only Forever by artwork is by Amy Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. I will put a picture up for you. I did do the last 550 that I needed. So I now have a total of 9,386 stitches out of 399,900, and I'm at 2.35%. So this is what it looks like now in total. And my 550 was filling in here and then working coming up a little bit in here. So still not done with that diagonal, but it's close. And I love this. That is going to look amazing when it's done. The way the clouds move and everything. Oh, it's beautiful. So that is now no longer in the Clue rotation because it did get 500 stitches. That's wrong. It got 5,000 stitches total from Clue stitching. So that will be, that was replaced with something. Pink Pasanki maybe? I, I, I just pulled out, a whip from my bin. We need to mark off my board because I did actually get it stitched now. So I have a board with all of the murders and Miss Scarlet apparently is she's naughty. She's naughty. She will now have 3 murders. So I'm gonna write it down. I think I finished stitching this yesterday, which was not. It's 2, 2 9 25, and it was Miss Scarlet. With the lead pipe. And it's only forever. I can't hold up and write like some people can. Okay, and so Miss Scarlet now has a total of 3 murders. So she's winning. Well, she's in the lead. I don't know if winning's the right term, but there you go. So I did pull for next week. Dar picked a new set. We started a new game, and I picked Professor Plum with a knife and cheese delivery, and none of that was correct. So I have to do 750 stitches in cheese delivery for next week. Okay. Top 3. Number 3. So I have started a new format with my Flosstubes where I share my clue piece. I share the 3 pieces that got the most amount of stitching over the past week. And then I share 2 honorable mentions, which I put everything that I stitched, minus those top 3, into a picker wheel and pick 2 from the picker wheel. So those are the honorable mentions. So number 3, well actually let's start off with this. Like last time, the one that got the most stitches, which I cannot show you because it is a Ko-fi exclusive whip, was Raisin. So this is what she will look like. I do hope to get her done this month. So when she is done, I will show you all. But until then, progress is for my Ko-fi members only. So number 3, that coming in with the third most amount of stitches, was More Fun in Hell. Artwork is by Stefan Coidel. It's charted by Contemporary Cross. I have 5,350 stitches out of 173,000, and I'm at 3.09%. This was a new start last month, like middle of last month. This is what it looks like. I did a top left start in the diagonal. I'm doing 1/1, 25 count. I now have to say this, full cross. And I got to the beam. Oh my gosh. Trying to hold. I got to this beam up here. So we're finally starting to get some other things going on in there. And I just love this artwork. There is a companion piece to this, which it is on my list to acquire when I earn enough bobbins. So, this is still in the Q-Snap because I work on it, as you can tell, quite a lot. Oh, wait, I had to move it. Hold on, let me take this one side off so you can see, and then let me take the needle minder off because reasons. Okay, oh, I need my board. So, this is where it is now. So I finished off this diagonal. I don't know where I was. I think it was down here. I finished off the black from the doorway. And then started up here and did all of that part of that. There was some brown up here too. So I finished up here and then the black down here. And then one up here. And excuse me, I absolutely love this. So yes, 1/1, 25 count, full cross. Let me put the key snap back on. I'm not giving actual numbers of, stats and numbers because that is, again, reserved for my Ko-fi members. At the end of the month, they get all the stats. But I obviously am still telling you which came in third, second, first for amount of stitches. Okay. Okay. Number 2 was a new start. Where is it? Here it is. I have to put up a picture of this. So this kind of has a bit of a story. Of course, this is all the way down at the bottom of Pattern Keeper, so pardon me while I scroll. So this is Dragons of the Sabbath by Anne Stokes. A lot of people are stitching this, the pain-free version. Alara's stitching it. I think Dizzy Stitcher has it. J to 310 Stitcher is stitching it. A lot of people. And I had the Samhain. So I had purchased the Samhain Dragon and the Yule Dragon from Pain Free Crafts before the full chart had been released. And I had started the Samhain Dragon and was pretty far in it. I want to say like maybe 15-20%. I had not started the Yule Dragon yet. And I had wanted, because I had already purchased the individuals before the full chart was released, I was going to stitch all of them individually. However, that was on my phone, which was lost in the incident. And by that time, they had all been retired. So I couldn't repurchase the ones, the Samhain and the Yule that I had, nor could I get the full circle, the full chart. And I was really upset. Like, there were a few things. I mean, I was upset about losing everything that I lost, but there were a few that were more devastating than others, and that was one of them. So, Hade released 2 versions of the full Dragons of the Sabbath, the full circle, with all the dragons. There's one that was, the same that Pain Free charted with no words, and then there is another one, which is the one I purchased, that has the Sabbats written on around the dragons. So, Astara, Yule, Samhain, Mabon, etc. And I know it's not going to be the same. However, I was really upset by losing this. And so I used some of my bobbins. They were having a sale, and I had 60 cents of like reward money. So I used 50 cents of that to bring it down to $9, and then I used 9 of my bobbins to purchase this pattern. And then I thought, okay, there's a lot of black stitches in here. I think there were 211,000 before I started. And for anyone who's watched before, Ring of Power, that I'm stitching by Sharova Creations, has 295,000 stitches of 310 in the entire piece, and I'm doing that full cross on 25 count. So I had the thought, maybe I don't really like 10 stitch. Okay, we've all been through this. You've heard me talking about it. And I did share in one floss tube, I did share the reason why I don't like it, because I was trying to do, I might still have it. I was doing the mini Talisman by Lisa Parker. 2/1 10 stitch on 32 count, and it from afar it looks fine. This was like 30%, I think, but like it's really tight. It was really hard to work on. It was more warping. I It's like bumpy and gross, and I just hated it. So that's why I was like, I'm never gonna do a half stitch again for full coverage. But then this came along, and I thought, I'm already doing basically 300,000 stitches of 310 and full cross for the Ring of Power. Why don't I try on 28 count? Because obviously 32 count was not it for me. At least the half cross for the background, for the outside background for the 310, and then do the rest of it in full cross, like the words, the dragons, etc. So that's what I did, and it was nice. It was fine. It was nice. I have 1,830 stitches out of 423,150, and I'm at 0.43%. I'm doing this 2/1 half cross on 28 count. And I'm alternating, so one row I do my stitches bottom to top, and the other row I do my stitches top to bottom. So the pull isn't always going the same way, and I mean it's just black. I don't know why I'm continually holding it up there, but so that's that. Then number one was another new start, and because this is what's making me a big fat liar, because I had quite enjoyed the 2/1 half cross on 28 for the Dragons of the Sabbath. I thought, okay, I've got a lot of pieces. Anyone who's been here for a while knows that's why I had to pare it down for my Flosstubes. It's because I have a lot, and I haven't even started everything I want to start. And that most of them are full coverages. So I thought, okay, the last time I counted before I started, before the new year, before I started 6, 7 more full coverages, if I had only worked on full coverages that I had already started and did 600,000 stitches a year, it would take me 30 years to finish my full coverages. Now, I'm a process stitcher. I stitch because I enjoy it. Like, my aim isn't to finish everything. I do have some that are legacy pieces that I do want to finish. But I just did the math for fun to see, like, how much I actually really had. I'm not going to be devastated. Like, I know I'm not going to finish everything, right? I'm very much a process stitcher, and I just enjoy working on the different pieces. But I thought, okay, I do have some that are smaller full coverages that don't have a lot of colors, don't have a lot of confetti. What if I at least tried to do those with half cross on 28 count? So I have Queen of the Night by Sarah Richter, charted by Thread Geeks, and it is the they don't do minis or anything, but this isn't, they do like the regular one, which is this, and then they do the extra large or the large. Um, this is just the regular, like if it, the first one that comes up, it's not the large or extra large or anything like that. And it only has 35,000 stitches, essentially. That's the pattern. Hopefully. um, so this is what it looks like. And so I had some scrap pieces of 28 count, and I thought, let's just give it a go. It's a small piece. There's not a lot of confetti, right? There's only, I think, 30 colors or 20, not even. 28. So I was almost right at 30. It's 28 colors. There's not a lot. Let's give it a go and see how I like it, because it's a small piece. If I don't like it, it's not that big a deal. Well, never say never, people. Okay, first of all, can we just appreciate that that's how tiny it's gonna be? Like, that's adorable. I know that the margins on the side aren't going to be quite what I would normally have. Like, they're not 3-inch margins on the sides, but it'll be fine. And it'll fit. And the halfway point was like here. So, okay, so I kind of went a bit ham on this. I did 4,274 stitches. And I now am at 12.21% done. And I am doing the diagonal with the parking, like I usually do. Also, can we appreciate that this was the most perfect needle minder for this project? The Bloody Mary. I mean, how could you not? Anyway. So that's what it looks like. And I mean, from up close you can tell that they're half stitches. But from back here, when it's going to be up on the wall, and I'm still doing the, alternating some some from the bottom, some from the top. And so it's not, at least yet, it's not warping or anything. And I think this is one of the bats already coming in. One of the bats that are hanging off of her headpiece at the top there. It's that bat. So that's already the bat coming in here. And I am loving it. I'm loving it. So now I have to distinguish if it's half cross or full cross. Because never say never, I suppose, people. Now, yeah, I wouldn't do it 32 count. And I also would not do it 25 count. I did get Ring of Power out. It's not one of the honorable mentions that were chosen, so you're not going to see it. But I did get Ring of Power out and thought, okay, well, maybe I could do the same and do the all the black, or most of the background black in half stitches. And that's on 25 count, and I absolutely hated that. I could tell and I could see it, and it wasn't for me. So 28 count is so far the sweet spot for me. 25 is, there's too much, they're too big. There's too much space, and I can tell that they're half cross, and I don't like it. And 32 count, as you saw with this, is just, it's too small. Maybe one strand, I don't know, but not 2 strands. So that was that. that got the most amount of stitches for this past week. That was the winner. Now, 2 honorable mentions. Which one do I want to do first? Let's do the village first. This is artwork by Tammy L. Gross, charted by Stitches So Beautiful. And these are the two that I worked on that the picker wheel chose. I have to scroll. This is the one I did in my Stitch With Me last week. But I know I still put it in the wheel because I know not everyone watches the Stitch With Me's. This is now at 3,564 stitches out of 128,000. I'm at 2.78%. I have to put a picture in for you. And I'm doing it 1/1 full cross on 28 count. It's going to take a bit to get used to saying, to be honest. And I am still converting this into diagonals. So I worked on this top of the diagonal here and then did come down here and just fill in some of this in here as the threads took me. So that's what it looks like at the moment. I love this piece so much. Tanya from Stitching Addicted is also stitching this, and she started on the bottom, and with the cobblestone streets it looks incredible, so go check her out if you want to see this from a different. I mentioned it in my Stitch With Me, but again, I know not everyone watches that, so okay. And then the last honorable mention, and the last piece I have to show you today, I worked on yesterday, and I was actually really excited that this got picked by the wheel. It's Gothic House by Nora Corbett. Looks like this. Zena's snoring. I don't know if you can hear that. It's adorable. She's doing her cute little adorable snores. Okay, so this. Oh, wait, I might need I'm stitching it on the called for, which is sapphire linen. 32 count star sapphire linen. And I am using all the called fors except one of the Krynics, when I kitted this up, was out of stock. And then the other day I looked, and it was still, yesterday I looked, and it was still out of stock. So it was some silver kind of Krynic. I don't even remember the number. So I just went through my stash and found some crap silver metallic that I had gotten. I had ordered bobbin boxes when I used to use the bobbin. Oh, come on, focus. There we go. And I thought they were empty, and they weren't. They came with all this, like, this Parabric or whatever it is, floss. And there were some metallics in there. So I took that's what I'm using for that instead of. That's the only substitution I made. And this is where I am. Now I know that doesn't look a lot, but I only had basically this part done. So I did all of this yesterday. This is that substitution. And then I am beading as I go. So there's beads in there. And Stitches with Ebony finished this last year, and it looks stunning. It's so sparkly. I know the sparkles aren't really showing up on camera, but trust, it's sparkly and beautiful. So if you want to see it finished, I believe she showed it in her whip parade. So if you want to see this finished, go check that out. So I am definitely beading as I go. I don't do many fancy projects, like I call them fancy dancies. I don't do many of them. I have a few. And I am discovering as I do them that I do need to bead as I go, because I get too confused if I don't. So, And none of them that I have are huge. Like all the ones that I have are, you can beat as you go. So that's that, y'all. That is everything I have to show you. So, there is a poll up for this week's Stitch With Me, and it's looking like it's going to be. It's in the posts section, the posts tab. 62 people have voted so far, and Botanical Gardens by Rose Catherine Kahn has 61% of the votes. And I film on Wednesday, so I think it's gonna be Botanical Gardens, but you never know. If you haven't voted and you want to go vote, you like something else better, vote for it. You never know. Shit happens. So that will go up on Wednesday. Trying to close this, I'm failing. That's all I have to say. Thank you for coming by. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If I don't see you on Wednesday, I'll see you next Monday for the next Flosstube. I hope you all stay safe and happy stitching. We'll see you next time.